I got a question. How do you personally, how do you show your thankfulness to God? Has God blessed you? Are you thankful to God? So, are you thankful to God for anything? Has God blessed you?
Oh yes, he has.
Okay, what you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my son and my family. My son was born with a heart defect,
Really?
and he's missing a chamber in his heart. And so every time I get up and look at my son, I just thank God how he's blessed my son. And
Yes, I am, and yes, he has.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the first question is, so has God blessed you when you think about your life? Are you thankful to God?
Absolutely, I have been blessed, and I am most definitely thankful, sir.
How do you personally show that thankfulness to God?
Well, I do mainly three things. Okay. First of all, I get down on my knees every morning and I pray.
Okay. And how do you personally show your thankfulness, to God for all He's done for you?
Through the real best way that I found out how is through positive actions. Your positive actions, your positive thoughts can turn a horrible day into, wow, I really learned something today.
Second thing I do is make sure that I take care of my kids take care of me, and my grandkids. I ain't got but two. The third thing is doing what I'm getting ready to do right now, is going over to this 97-year-old church mother's house for her birthday. It's her birthday tomorrow, and so it'd be good to just go over there and tell her how much we love her.
Second question is, so God has blessed you. You are thankful to God. So how do you show your thankfulness to God?
through my singing, through my voice.
Okay.
I sing. I do praise and worship at my church, and I sing around the house. Every time I open my mouth, I give Him thanks.
Okay.
So I say, yeah.
Has God blessed you? Are you thankful to God for anything?
Yeah, man. God has blessed me. Breath, life, every day. Grace and mercy, man. Forgiveness. That's a blessing by itself.
So how do you personally show your thankfulness, back to God?
Oh, man. My favorite Bible verse is to present my body as a living sacrifice, man. It's to love the Lord, your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. So, that's the best way that you can thank somebody, man, is to, give them the ultimate gift, which is my life. So that's why I show every day, man.
The reason I ask you is to do one thing, to compare. Now hold up before somebody be like,
here we go again with another Christian about to tell us how he better than us.
I don't want to compare your way to my way, but I want to compare both our ways to the correct way.
Correct way? What you mean correct way? It ain't just one way of doing stuff, Marcus.
And I know that, okay? When I say the correct way, I don't mean that in exactness, okay? But I mean it in the sense of this should be the theme of our way. Let me just read the passage to you, and I'm explaining it after that. Malachi 2, verse 5 and 6. So here we have God speaking, okay? And He's speaking about a man that He has blessed. It says He made a covenant, a promise with him. And God goes on to talk about how the man responds to Him blessing him. Okay, take a listen. My covenant was with him, a covenant of life and peace, and I gave them to him. This called for reverence, and he revered me and stood in awe of my name. True instruction was in his mouth, and nothing false was found on his lips. He walked with me in peace and uprightness, and turned many from sin. Did you hear what God emphasized? Now let's humble ourselves and compare our way to what God wants. And He revered me and stood in awe of my name. The first thing that God notices after He blessed the man is His reverence for Him. Do you have reverence for God? What do I mean? Do you respect God? Do you care about what He says and how He feels enough to make your decisions cater to Him? True instruction was in His mouth, and nothing false was found on His lips. Proverbs 15 verse 7 says, the lips of the wise spread knowledge, Not so the hearts of fools. Boy, here's one for you. Are you spreading true knowledge or falsehood? And of course, I can't say that without defining what wisdom is biblically. Job 28 verse 27 through 28. Then he, meaning God, then he looked at wisdom and appraised it. So we got God appraising wisdom right here. He confirmed it and tested it. And he said to man, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. And to shun evil is understanding. So, what are you spreading? He walked with me in peace and uprightness. Are you walking in peace with God? In agreement with him, not contending with him? What about walking in uprightness? Taking steps to be obedient to him more and more every day. He walked with me in peace and uprightness and turned many from sin. Ooh, now this is the real question. Are you in the business of seeing others turn from sin and come to Christ and be saved? Because let me tell you something. That's the exact business that God is about. Ezekiel 18 verse 23. God says, do I take any pleasure in the death of the wicked, declares the Lord? Rather, am I not pleased when they turn from their ways and live? In conclusion, listen, this was for all of us to examine ourselves, because I don't know about you, but I'm thankful to God. I'm super thankful to God. And because I'm thankful, I want to love God and live in a way that pleases him. And I pray that you relate on that. All right. Peace.
Gave you my life not for the blessing in exchange, but for the profession of love for me that you made. For the Father you hung between two thieves on center stage. After 3 days you were raised and called for the release of all the slaves, especially for the guilty ones like myself. The healing that's begun for the filthy ones, can't you tell?